balletic, Angela. I don't think
Balletic?
Angela, I don't think I could hit my leg there if I tried. As long as it works, it's fine. So we managed to put 2 minutes, 3 minutes from the time, isn't it?
So I don't know if you guys saw emails or not, but I had a word with Nauk, and Nauk have advised that this meeting's not been convened legally, based on standing orders.
Well, it's up to councillors to decide what they want to do.
Like I sent the email, I've got a copy if you want to read it from Nauk,
But why would you contact now about whether or not the meeting's...
to check whether it's been convened legally.
But it's the same as every other meeting that's convened, it doesn't seem to...
Well, standing order 14B's not been complied with, or 14A.
My feeling is I think that we need to get this business done, so
Yeah,
I
let's
suggest...
get it
Like-
done and
and
over
then
with.
should somebody wish to challenge it, then...
Yeah.
then-
Okay, I'm not going to participate. I'm just going to observe with it being legally convened.
Sue, have you got any advice from now?
No, they haven't copied me into anything,
You're
which I'm
welcome to
surprised
this. I
at.
copied you into it earlier. This
Yes, I
evening.
know, I saw that, but all I would say is that if an electronics, I was actually told many years ago that you don't put a signature, a real signature on an agenda because it leaves you open to fraudulent checkbooks.
Yeah.
So I've always done electronic signatures, and I do have an email from Councillor Bennington with that saying, are you happy for your name to go on this agenda? And I've got a reply, yes.
It's just about a signature on something, is that the
And the
reason
fact
why?
I didn't
Yeah, it's
email
the
them
standing
out.
That's the reason why.
And also 14A wasn't complied with.
Which is,
It's me
which is sending
emailing
a
them
summons
out.
by email.
which is
Which
what?
has- The official summons should come, well, before on your old things, your official summons was always in the post in black and white. It would appear from what Councillor Jablonskas is saying, which I've not looked into because I've not had time, I haven't seen the time of this email, that in fact the new standing orders say they must be emailed. My understanding is that all councillors have to agree for it to be emailed, because some councils may not have printing facilities for all the backup schedules.
And that's been difficult.
But obviously we are here now at this
Yeah,
situation.
exactly, we're here now.
Yeah, we're
What
here.
business
So-
do we want to
I mean,
resolve that
You
with?
need to
Surely.
make it's
Have
councillors'
It's
decision.
legalities.
No,
I mean,
where's the, have you ever heard of the, in your vast legal experience?
I don't have vast legal experience.
No, perhaps not. Have you heard of the term, the spirit of the law?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't really mean anything.
it doesn't really mean anything.
No.
No. Right,
Well, it's down to
okay.
councillors anyway.
This
I
councillor
will
would
obviously
like to...
report now tomorrow and the governing board.
This councillor, Sue, Chair, would like to take the opportunity to do some business.
So would I.
Could we
Simple.
propose then that we are going to go ahead with the meeting as we expect, the extraordinary meeting tonight?
We've all given a time up, haven't we? We've given our time up and our,
Yeah.
our evening
Yeah.
to come and do something here. I just don't understand why you want.
So you
We have
proposing
things
that?
which... I would propose that we go ahead with the meeting as planned. I will second that.
That's not
Yeah.
on the agenda.
Right, if you are an observer, then you are a member of the public and you're not allowed to speak. Would you like to be here as a councillor or an observer?
Has the meeting been started? The chair's not spoken on it.
Right, is it 7:30?
Yeah, yeah. Let's get on with
So,
it, please. Let's get
Can
on with
we
it.
agree that we're going to start the meeting? We've got a proposal that the meeting goes ahead, and that was from Councillor Bennington and a seconder from Councillor Newling. And could we vote on the meeting
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
ahead? So we have 4.
Does that need to be a proposal, or can you just say that a discussion was held and all 4 councillors, the 4 councillors who took part in the discussion, wanted to go ahead? I don't know. I don't know the legality of. I don't know the legal terminology for this kind of thing.
Right, okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
So, item 1, apologies for absence. Sue.
Councillors Robinson, Hamilton, Barnfather, Bissett.
Thank you. Item 2.
Oh, and sorry, and I've spoken to
Easton.
Councillor Beeston today, and he sends his apologies. He's just not a well man at all.
Did you get the card and flowers, do you know?
He didn't mention it.
I had a feeling that there was nobody home. I just left them
He didn't
outside the
mention
door.
it.
Right. So I wasn't being funny. I had the
No,
feeling
no, 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 I
When I
just-
left them there, it just looked like nobody was living there at the moment. But
So they're certainly living there.
Yeah, but it didn't look like anybody had sort of.
Coming in and out regularly.
Yeah,
Right.
it was just a feeling I got. But anyway, never mind. I thought it was there.
Item 2 to receive declarations of interest.
That's in business that's on the agenda.
Yeah. And no declarations of interest.
No.
Item 3 to resolve a change of date for interviews. So the original date was this evening, the 12th of April, and the
Excuse me, could you speak up, please?
and the proposal is that the date is changed from the 12th of April to the 19th of April. So do we have
Proposer?
Excuse me, we can't
Yeah.
hear.
Can I make a suggestion about these dates and how we record them? I don't know whether there is any capacity for doing it this way. Can we include a phrase subject to the room being available, etc.? You know, I'm just thinking that we tied ourselves in a knot last time by not allowing any room for difficulties. Is there some way of phrasing it that allows us to...
Are you concerned about the room availability?
No, the room, I'm pretty sure the
Because
room
that's
is
the next
available
one down.
because we've already booked.
We have, it's already booked for
Oh, right,
19th.
okay, yeah.
for a
I'm
meet-
just
for a
thinking
meeting.
generally the difficulties that we've had recently. I'm wondering whether there's some way of phrasing it that allows a common sense rescheduling should there be circumstances that require it.
You can delegate authority to 2 councillors to have the power to change the date if needs be.
that seems a sensible suggestion.
In agreement with the clerk.
Well, it doesn't matter to me, I don't need to be there.
Yeah, that seems a sensible suggestion. So could we? I'm happy to propose that.
I think there's capacity for abuse in that arrangement though, is my concern.
So really, you're sort of saying if the 2 attendees can't make the 19th of April?
Oh, the two attendees.
Because we're talking the interviews
Yeah.
here. Well, they've
I
both
was-
already indicated that they
Yeah.
could make the
Yeah.
19th of
Okay,
April.
my comment was about dates generally set in
Oh,
meetings
okay,
so that we
right.
don't get ourselves into the same situation before,
Right, yeah.
rather than specifically about this one.
Right. Well,
My
number 3
apologies
is
for
the
not being
interviews from the
clear.
12th to the 19th, and both candidates have actually volunteered to come in on the 19th because
Right.
it was school holidays. That's why they couldn't make the 12th.
Yeah, and we have the room, so yes, and we need to make progress.
So, do we have a proposer?
Yeah.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
All in favour?
So item 4 was to resolve that interviews take place on the 19th at St Mark's Church. So
That was just to specify here because I didn't know whether you.
Yeah, we have
that's
booked
okay.
it, so that's fine, yes.
can we confirm that that's booked? And are we going with the original timings that I think, was it a 7 o'clock?
Well, we actually said 6:30, didn't we?
No, I think
Two
it's
councillors.
7 and 7:45.
No.
I think the original.
Yeah, it was for the personnel group, the people else
Yeah,
to
you
actually
to get here.
to
early.
get here for 6:30,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
and you're receiving them. You're the
Yeah.
host.
Yeah.
We do need
Okay.
a bit of time to discuss how we proceed, I think, just before, so,
I think
yes.
the first one's 7.
So
Yeah.
that's why I said
so
6:30 for us all to
6:30
meet.
Yeah.
should be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so proposer for that one then, just to keep the book
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah, seconded.
Seconder.
Yeah.
All in favour?
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, the next item 5 is to resolve the date and preferred location of the April full council meeting. So, in view of the fact that we're having the interviews on the 19th, the next Tuesday is the 26th. So, is that,
Right.
possible?
Remiss of me, I'm sorry. I should have checked the church calendar before, and I'm 95% sure this is. Oh, can you do it now?
No, I
Oh.
don't have. Do you know how to access it?
Oh, it's so. I'm just rubbish trying to get on it through the Facebook link.
Right, is that how you get there? Through
Yeah,
the Facebook
that's the way
link?
I've been told to do it, but I find it
Okay.
really difficult.
I don't think I've got a Facebook link, so,
There is no reason why I shouldn't be available on that Tuesday.
yeah. But is that one where we can say subject to availability of...
Well, yes, I put preferred location because I've had a conversation with the caretaker of the school that we're at before, Oakwood Academy. He seems to think we may get a free or very cheap room there for this next financial year, but of course they're closed because of the school holidays.
Right.
I've
can't
already
check
sent
it.
an email off to the lady, Tina I think her name is, said thank you for everything you've done, really appreciate it. We'd like to keep alternating meetings, but can you let us know if, what the terms are going to be, because obviously I can't commit the council to shed loads of rent. So I'm hoping we'll get a meeting fairly soon next week, but if you say the preferred location and perhaps a secondary location, I can just work my way through them until I get one that's available on the date you want. But we can't hang around too long, obviously, because the 26th we're going to have to get all the paperwork out. So, over to you, what's your thoughts?
Well, I'm happy to provisionally book it for the 26th.
So you're thinking St Mark's?
Oh, well, no, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I think St Mark's,
I'm just moving both dates on
yes.
a week,
Yeah.
so that was all in my head.
St Mark's is probably the one that we can find out first, because Jack can go home and check that and let you know tomorrow.
It's what you want, it's nothing, it's not...
You
it's
can
your
check
council.
that tomorrow, can't you?
Yeah.
So we would know by tomorrow if there was a
Yeah.
problem with St Mark's, whereas we wouldn't know about Oakwood until they're back from term, presumably.
And you know, Sue, that I'll let you have 2 booking forms for these 2 meetings. For the
Right.
interview, the interview and the parish council meeting.
Right.
But, so those will do for these 2 days.
Right,
I'm
okay,
not
we'll just
proposing
swap them.
there'll be no
Right.
charge for tonight, because I'm hoping it's going to be a relatively short
Okay.
meeting and we're not using the heating. Yeah,
Right.
so there's no charge for tonight, but there will be for the full council meeting and for the interview night, obviously.
Right,
Could I ask a question? How much do they charge for the church?
£15 an hour.
£15.
Yeah. Well, it's £15. It's £30 for the evening.
I'm with you. £30.
Yeah. So if we go over, it's not a problem.
So the
if-
first choice is St Mark's.
Second choice, Oakwood.
Possibly. Have you still got contact with the primary one?
I've never dealt with Warren Primary because I've never had a meeting there whilst I've been here, so...
Why are we looking for a second choice if we're...
Just in case St Mark's is booked, in case you go home
Okay,
tonight and
okay.
find out it's booked.
All right.
Because otherwise I'm going to have to call another meeting.
I'm
We'll
pretty
just do
confident
that
it's
one.
going to be right, but anyway, yeah, you're right, have a
So
contingency.
St Mark's preferably, if not Oakwood. JA to find out.
Or Warren
Academy.
Academy.
So that's the third, is it? Warren,
Yeah.
Warren Academy.
Yeah.
That's the one we drive past, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's the primary one.
Could you answer me another question? How much does it to have that room?
Well, the academy last financial year were charging £30 a session,
Yeah.
but whether that'll go up with it
I'm
being
with
new
you.
financial
Yeah.
year. But Bigwood last year, Bigwood as it was, and then it renamed itself as Oakwood. They were giving it as free temporarily, but then they said they'd probably have to charge a commercial rate, which would be £80 plus.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
So if they do go to that,
yeah,
That's,
that is
that's
a
a lot
little
of
bit
money,
steep,
isn't it?
yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay, thank you.
So date is the 26th.
For the next...
There is a 4th option of the community centre on a Tuesday night. It's free, isn't it, Jack? Don't you think?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure just when the various classes are on. Are you?
Yeah.
Are you?
Well, it's definitely busy on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suspect it's free on Tuesdays,
Right. As I say, that's
but
quite
it's one that
possible.
could be explored for the future because the
What's
welfare
that called? Welfare.
at the
Bestwood.
community
That's the community
centre.
centre.
Bestwood
Community.
Community
Is
Centre.
it called Bestwood Community Centre? then?
Bestwood... It was,
Village Community.
Yes.
it's Bestwood Village Community
Yeah,
Centre.
yeah. Bestwood Village Community Centre.
Okay.
And their charge is exactly the same as ours. We
right.
we do that on purpose because we don't want to be in competition
Yeah,
with each other.
I know, right.
£30.
Okay, right. Do we have a proposal for all this lot then? So we've got first, right, date is definitely the 26th. Location, firstly St Mark's, if not Oakwood Academy, if not Warren Academy, if not Bestwood Village Community Centre.
You're covering every angle there, aren't we?
All options there.
So I'm just proposed that,
All right,
and I'll second it.
okay,
Yeah.
A, B.
That is the 26th, did you say, Sue?
That's it, 26th.
Yeah, I've got
yes.
it down now. Yeah, thank you.
And that will be the normal council meeting.
Yes, yeah.
For April.
Yeah. Right.
Thank you. So
Okay.
item 6 is to resolve the date and preferred location for the annual parish meeting.
Annual
Now, Sue,
parish meeting.
Can you just give us a brief overview of the annual parish meeting and the annual parish council meeting?
Right, I've sent you over a couple of our agendas today, haven't I? The annual parish meeting is where the chairman attends and gives an annual report, and if there are any minutes from the previous one, they're read out too. So you need to look on the tower system for that. I think I've already asked you to do that. And gives a report on the whatever she wants to. Then the floor is opened up to members of the public, residents and whatever. They can bring to the council's attention anything they want to. It's not necessarily a question and answer session. It's not, you know, that the council have got to take up anything that the residents want them to take up. It's just a way of the residents bringing to the council anything that they want to talk about. To give you an example, because I think examples are always easier, last year we had a problem on our local park with dog poo or whatever, and the Broxtowe Borough were considering putting in a dog control order, and we had about 16 dog walkers, some of which came along and said they wanted to keep them on leads, some of which came along and said, no, that's appalling, we don't want our dogs keeping on a lead, we pick up all the poop and it's only the odd one or two. And then we had one or two others who were there who said, actually, we'd welcome the dogs on a lead because we've got small dogs and the big dogs frighten them. And our kids are frightened to play on the play park. So it was very much an open forum. So that's your annual parish meeting. Now, if councillors come to that, now the chairman's got to, but if councillors come to that, you are just one of the crowd. You're not acting as councillors, you are just one of the crowd.
Oh, really?
Yes.
This makes sense.
I
though,
don't think
because-
that's the way they've done it before.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I mean,
not the way-
traditionally, you follow it up with an annual parish council meeting, so, you know, but technically you're just, you know, it's the annual thing. You're listed as councillors, but it's not a council meeting. It's not sort
Right.
of,
That's what
Like
they done
that.
before, Jack, on the old council.
yeah.
They just attend, and then it's the residents that's asking questions and all that lot, you see.
Yeah, but the way it was set out in the past, Frank, is that all the council sat at the front as a council.
That's right, yeah.
But you don't
They
have
didn't,
to.
you know,
It's
and
not a council meeting.
But it was the residents that was there to ask questions and that lot. You
Yeah,
see,
but I think Sue's
that's how
saying-
it was last time.
It's their opportunity to get anything across. And
Yeah, that's
councillors are
right,
there as
yeah.
residents as well, of course.
Yeah,
And we did
right,
have
fine, yeah.
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 two guest speakers, if you like, that were invited
Yeah,
to
'cause-
give information about the various building and
The
developing
development,
programs.
So anything you say at that meeting, you're not saying as councillors, apart from the chairman who's obviously there, you're saying it as individuals. So you can interact fully with
Right.
your electorate.
Do your councillors usually sit in among the other residents?
Yes.
See, that was
Ah,
different.
They say it's a good
we were
opportunity
sat
to get to
separate,
know
you see,
people.
at the front
That's-
table, Jack
That's the
said.
point I was trying to
Yeah.
make.
Yeah, but I mean, it was just the council think it's a good opportunity to get to know the people who've come to see them. So they sat and had a chat, and
Oh, I see what
you
you
know,
mean, yeah.
it's their one opportunity in the
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
But you know, if someone said, well, if a resident said, well, I want you to pay for me to build a rocket and fly me to the moon, you obviously wouldn't expect the council to take that up. So they can't make the council take anything up.
Yeah.
So
No.
they can't demand that you do anything, but
No, I
they can
understand.
tell you their concerns.
They can ask
And then,
questions,
of course,
can't they?
any councillor can put it on an agenda at a later date, or have a chat with them after the meeting and say, right, tell us more about this
Yeah.
problem you've got.
Okay.
Just as you perhaps would at after any other council meeting, really.
Well, who's actually answering the questions then?
Well, there isn't an obligation to answer questions.
Oh, I
At
thought
a
there was.
council meeting, there isn't an obligation to answer questions.
Ah.
You can say that you will answer them there and then, or you can say I'll go away and get advice and answer them, or you can ask them to write in and say if you write in, I'll answer them.
Okay.
Because obviously not everyone's expected to know the answers to all the questions you
No.
could possibly get without some prior written. So, but that's the annual parish meeting. Now,
Yeah.
what a lot of people do is, especially if you're a small council, they'll then follow it up with the annual parish council meeting. That's the one where you do your declaration of interest and apologies or whatever. But the first item on the agenda is you elect a new chairman.
Oh, I'm with you.
So the old chairman comes along and it's, hello, meeting's open. I think we do apologies for absence and declarations of interest, I think. And then it's right, elections for a new chairman. And then that chairman takes over. Then you start on your vice chairman, your committees, any officers that you want, because I think you've got quite a few bus officers and area officers or something. And then it goes into a bog standard parish council meeting.
Right.
I'm
It
with you.
falls straight on
Yeah.
from the.
That's right. So, and what you can put on the agenda is, instead of having a time, say 7:30, if you're going to do your annual parish meeting at 7:30 to give people time to get home and get out of traffic and things. You can then do your annual parish council meeting at, say, 7:45 or 8 o'clock, or at the rising of the annual parish meeting, which means then that if the annual parish meeting runs on, you just start the annual parish council meeting when it's finished.
Okay.
And that way you can do both at the same time.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you mean now. Yeah, yeah.
So, and that's subject to all the normal rules and regulations, that second one is.
What would happen if the annual parish meeting were to run on and on and on and on, and you ran out of time for the annual parish council meeting?
I will propose you'd have to reschedule the annual parish council meeting. Not too sure, I can find out.
Good question, that, Porty.
Never had it.
Because, well, the last annual parish meeting, partly because of the speakers that were invited, but also because there was quite a lot of input from the floor, did go on quite late. I had to leave early.
Yeah,
It was the day Jim got made redundant, wasn't it?
I don't recall that there was a full council meeting after that, though.
There wasn't.
I don't think there was.
No, there
You
wasn't.
don't have
It was
to have them
held
on
on
the
a
same
different
day.
occasion.
Ah, right.
You don't have to, you can have it on separate
Oh,
days.
right. Right.
Because that was held by the outgoing council. We weren't.
No, we were
Was April,
appointed.
weren't
Yeah,
Yeah, we
that
were
was held
council.
by the outgoing council,
Yeah.
not by the incoming council.
I know on the last one we had 3 speakers or 2 speakers. They were them
Developers.
builders, what property builders, weren't they?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
And I think that we could run the risk of, I don't know, do we have a provisional
We
date
can-
in case the
We've got your annual parish meeting.
should overrun?
You, an annual parish meeting. Well, that's going to be whatever you set. So the annual parish council meeting, you could put at the rising of the annual parish meeting, or with a reserved date of whatever for any unfinished business, like we did in December.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
up to
you guys.
Yeah.
And we're into May by this point, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes. Now the annual parish meeting and the Irish parish council meeting needs longer periods of notice. So
Right.
as soon as you set these, I'll get certainly the annual parish meeting out straight away. So it's up on the notice boards, giving people plenty of time.
For that. Well, in view of the fact that it looks as if we're going to be having the April meeting on the 26th of April, then
Yeah.
do we need to make the May meetings more the third possible week in May? Or it's going to
Even
be too
third
soon,
or even the
isn't it?
4th, yeah. 17th or the 24th.
What's that, May, Jack?
May.
May.
Is the fourth week around with bank holiday though? Would that
Ah.
clash with holidays and things?
No, I think
No, the
that's,
spring
that's
bank
week
holiday is on the 30th.
Oh, right,
yeah.
right.
But I won't be around on the 24th, which isn't a problem. I'm just telling you.
Well, there's a block.
Yeah, no, it would be really helpful. So maybe
17th.
the 17th.
I go
then.
23rd to the bank holiday Monday.
I won't be here on the 17th.
You're away?
Yes.
Oh.
My father is being made mayor of Newport.
Oh,
Next
lovely.
17th of May.
Yeah.
And it's a 3-line whip.
I'm sure. Oh,
My
yeah,
mother has said
Yeah.
that my younger son ought to be there at the mayoral inauguration
I'm sure Archie wants to go.
instead of sitting his GCSEs.
Oh, God.
Right. That's well.
So,
So we've got a bit of a problem
We've got to
here,
get a
haven't we?
date for that then, haven't
Well,
we?
would it be
Jack?
better to do the second week of May in case anything happens? Because of course you've got to potentially appoint a new clerk, and if anything goes wrong on the 26th, or if you offer it to somebody on the 26th and they decline it, you're going to have another meeting to say, are you going to offer it to someone else or go back out to interview? So you might be better off sticking to your normal second week
I'm
of
not
May.
available on the 10th.
I ain't got no time on.
why don't you
Second
go
of
with the
May.
17th and I just will not be able to be there. Because we're not going to be able to find a date.
If the 17th is the meeting, and if we're reallocating, the officer posts, at the moment, Portia's sort of liaises with Killarney Park and she's in the village, but also she's on the working party for policies and things. Can you still express that interest? Can you still?
Yeah, she can
Even if
email
you're
in
not
and say,
there.
I won't be at the meeting, but I will be prepared to stand for the following posts.
Right, and that's okay to do that.
It's up
I
to
mean,
you.
why should we go ahead when I'm available and you're, I don't know, but I don't know how we can resolve it.
Springbank holiday is the 30th, so that presumably is when
That's the start of the school summer holidays in
school-
Nottinghamshire.
Well,
I
that
can
one's
tell you
after the
that.
start,
the
isn't it?
school half term.
It
So the Tuesday the 31st is in the school holiday
Yes.
time.
So that we couldn't really do it then. And we have to have it May, do we?
I think you can go to June. I'd have to check that out, but I think you can go to June. But I don't know what's in your standing orders again because these are new standing orders.
And was it the 19th when it was the meeting last year?
Speak up, please.
I don't know.
The 19th last year. I can't remember if it was the 19th last year, and my diary doesn't go back that far. It doesn't load. Is there a, does it happen, can't be an exact calendar year, there has to be some
I
leeway.
think it's any time between March. I'm not sure. I think it's any time between March and June. I haven't got my red yellow book here because I didn't think I'd need it. I can let you know. And then of course it can go to the 26th. But then you won't be able to have it early, May, because it's got to have longer than normal notice. I mean, why not do the annual parish meeting on a different date and then completely?
Yes, we still have a difficulty though with finding a date for either of those, don't we, effectively?
No, the chairman's got to be available for the
Yeah.
annual parish meeting.
So the annual parish meeting could be on the 17th, for example, or the 10th.
What,
when either
of
Jack
May?
or I, of
May.
May,
May,
when neither Jack nor I are available for one or other of those, but we
Yeah.
don't need to be at the annual parish meeting, do
No,
we?
no,
So that one isn't the problem. The problem is the next one.
which we really do need to be there.
And I can find out the exact rules and regulations because it's changes in an election year, which I know it's not an election year, but the dates always confuse me. So I can give you the exact wording for that, and you can set that date on the 26th of April.
Yeah, that sounds
So we're going to defer.
sensible.
So we're deferring effectively, aren't we? Item number 7.
To the meeting on the 26th.
Yeah.
And are we definitely making a date for item 6, or are we going to defer that to the? But you see, item 6 is the one that you say you need to have a lot of notice.
You
for,
have to
don't
give, I
you?
think it's 14 days or 21 days notice of it, I believe.
So if that was on the 17th, we've got enough time. For
Yeah,
that,
that's
haven't
why I put it on this.
Yeah. So stick with the annual parish meeting on the 17th, bearing in mind that there is a slight concern that it would overrun anyway. And then on the 26th, make the date for the annual parish council meeting.
Right, so where do you want the annual parish meeting then? 17th of May.
17th of May.
Yeah,
For
but
the
where?
It would be nice.
Oh,
if
we've got to we've got to find out about that.
Yeah,
26th
try and alternate between
annual
the boards.
parish council,
If the full
26th of
April
May.
is here, it would perhaps be nice to have
Yeah,
one
got
with
that
May
down.
in there. But we won't know anything
Right.
about what's happening with the schools yet, will we? Because they're off. Whether you could.
Well, should we do venue, Oakwood, Warren Academy, Warren Academy, third choice St Mark's, or the community
The only
centre?
other possible venue in the ward is the at the side of Emmanuel Church City Church Hall.
It's busy on Tuesday nights until 8 o'clock, I
8
think.
o'clock.
The other venue that we've used in the past is this school, which I think was made available to us for about £30 a
I
night.
think the annual parish meeting was there last year.
We used to pay £20 at the school.
Right.
We did.
It's a year ago though, wasn't it? And
Yes, yeah, it was a
they
year
got
ago.
frustrated with us because we kept overrunning. We kept overrunning, so I think
Yeah.
it might be more this time.
In anticipation.
In anticipation.
Well, you can average, let's say £30. I bet, you know, for school.
But I mean, that's another.
So we've got Oakwood, the suggestion is Oakwood first priority, then Warren, then St Mark's.
Is this for the parish meeting?
This is for the
annual parish
annual
meeting.
parish meeting.
On
Right.
17th.
The annual parish
17th
meeting.
of May.
Oak.
And then I'll send you all the
As to whether we can go into
the
June.
blurb. Yeah, there is some rule about it.
Okay.
If that annual parish council meeting went to June, could we then get back on track by it being the second week in June, the second Tuesday in June?
So
Or does that mean that we're not actually having a May meeting? Would that be?
You don't have to have a meeting every month, as long as you have.
No, we
two
don't have
meetings.
to have a meeting every month. No.
No.
So that wouldn't match if that over in June as opposed to it being May.
In the year which is not elected, the year the annual meeting of the parish shall be held on such day in May as a...
Yeah, May. But you can suspend that standing order if that was standing orders. You can always suspend that standing order if you wanted to.
That's a mandatory legislative one.
So, I know there's some ruling on it, and it does change on an election year. So, the annual parish meeting, was that the annual parish council meeting or the annual parish meeting?
Annual parish council meeting.
Right, so you've got to have it in May potentially.
I just think it would.
But we can set it on the 26th of April, it's not a problem.
Sorry, say that
We can
again.
set it on the 26th of April, we'll still have time. Just means you won't be able to have it the first week or 10 days of May. Because I think you have to give 14 days.
Sorry, so you're suggesting the annual council meeting on the 26th?
The annual council meeting, it would appear, and I will check it out tomorrow to be absolutely sure, has got to be held in May.
Sue was saying that we can set the date at our
At the
April
April
meeting.
one.
Oh, I beg your
As
pardon,
long
sorry.
as you don't want the 1st, 2nd, 3rd of May or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
So you are limiting your options.
Yeah, have a look then. It just, with it being the 31st, that last Tuesday, are people going to be away because it's the bank holiday?
Yeah, well, I don't think we can,
Or is that,
well,
potential?
Well, I don't think necessarily.
is there
We
anybody here?
haven't avoided school holidays in the past, have we?
So is
when
there anyone
setting our
here who
dates?
couldn't make the 31st of May for the annual council meeting? 31st of May? We can
That's
all-
the annual
Well,
parish council.
I can make that, but of course you will have to have your agendas early because I will not be there to
Oh.
issue them.
Oh, you're away, aren't
I
you?
come back on the 30th,
Oh, right.
which
yeah.
means I won't be there the week before to issue. So,
If you're happy to do that.
We could issue them early? Do you say?
well, the council need to tell me because otherwise somebody might want to add items onto the agenda and say that I should be taking cognizance of them and I'm sunning myself in Italy.
Oh, lovely. That sounds lovely.
But you
think
may
if
have
we
a new
give-
clerk by then.
We may have a new clerk by
Yes.
then, and if we give all councillors plenty of notice about the date of the agenda, that would seem reasonable to me.
Right, so are we going for the 31st?
Again, you might have to suspend a standing order because it may be in the standing orders
Right.
about how many days before you have to give notice, etc. Which isn't a problem. It can go on the agenda in April.
Do you
So
feel
can we-
that there's
can-
no scope to combine the two meetings? You know, we just feel it would be too long to try. I mean,
It's
we
not
often
just
don't
that,
get
is it?
a
It's not that it's
normal
too
meeting
long,
finished,
it's
do
that-
we? Yeah, it's just too.
You can start as early as 6 o'clock, I believe, 6 or 6:30 for your annual parish meeting. It's the one thing that they do set a rule on, that there is a time that you can't do before to allow people to get there, and it's either 6 or 6:30. So you could start your annual parish meeting at 6:45, which would give you an extra 3/4 of an hour to get on with your parish council meeting.
And were you suggesting there then that we have it on the same date?
Well, the
I think
17th.
that's
As-
what I was saying.
We're still struggling though with the date though. We could do everything on the 31st if you think that's... I'm not convinced that we're gaining anything by putting them on one
No, I'm
night.
not. I'm not.
Is the only thing.
Oh,
I know
no.
it saves us a night,
I
but
propose we leave the 26th of April, as we've already said,
Yes.
for the annual parish meeting.
Yes, I agree there,
And
Jack.
go for the annual council meeting on the Tuesday the 31st.
So you're changing it from the 17th of May now then, are you?
I'm really confused now, Jack, because the 26th of April...
It's a normal
Sorry,
April council
sorry,
meeting.
Right,
Sorry, my mistake.
say it again and
Right.
this time actually say what you mean
So
to say.
Yeah.
I propose then that, as we've previously discussed and agreed, I think, that we keep the annual parish meeting the 17th of May.
Right,
Right.
that's
At
it.
what time? Come on, let's nail it.
7:30?
7:30.
7:30.
Right.
And go for Tuesday the 31st of May for the annual council meeting. 7:30. as a venue to be decided. Was that reasonable?
So that's my.
So
phone
the annual
complaining
parish
about
council
it.
meeting is when?
31st
31st now.
of May.
31st of May, right. I've got that.
Now, do you want me to note that it may possibly need a suspension of standing orders because of this notice for things on the agenda?
It'd be worth noting it now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Get it down.
Subject to arrangements being able to be made about the agenda.
I think you might have a new clock, in which case it's not a problem, they can send it out.
She said, hopefully.
Right, so that's a proposal from Councillor Ashworth. Anybody like to second that?
Go on then.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Go on, let Frank.
Yeah, go on, I'll second it.
And
Everybody
we're
okay?
Yeah, we've
Right,
got
so
that done.
I seem to have missed a proposer and seconder for the 17th of May. Was that you again, Jack? You sort of rolled it all into one, didn't
I
you?
think I proposed that.
Yeah,
No,
I'll
it's
second
17th
that
of
one
May.
as well. Now we're going somewhere.
Right, so if I can just read this back to you then. We've got apologies from Councillors Robinson, Hamilton, Barnfather, Bissett and Beeston. Declaration of interests, none. Change of a date for the interviews from the 12th of April to the 19th of April. Proposed Frank and seconded Jack. Interviews to take place on the 19th of April at St Mark's Church. Proposed Portia, seconded Jack.
Yeah.
Date and preferred location of the April full council meeting. 26th of April at St Mark's Church. So that's 7:30, isn't it, as normal? Proposed Andrea, seconded Jack. If we can't get to St Mark's, then it goes in the order of Warren Academy, Bestwood. It goes in the order of Oakwood Academy, Warren Academy, Bestwood Village Community Centre. The date and preferred location of the annual parish meeting, 7:30 on the 17th of May. Proposed Jack, seconded Frank, with an order of locations being Oakwood Academy, Warren Academy, St Mark's Church. And then date and preferred location of the annual parish council meeting, noting that it may need a suspension of a standing order because of the
Notice period.
to stop agenda items coming in whilst I'm not there. 31st of May, proposed by Jack, seconded by Frank, 7:30 start, location to be decided.
7:30, that's it.
And I need to ask the question, if the parish council meeting runs out of time, what happens? Well, just basically what happens now, isn't
do
it?
that now, do
No.
we?
Yes, but it's
Because
something I think
No.
we perhaps need to know.
That was
for
if we're-
future occasions.
Yes, I think it's something we might need to know.
So can I raise a point of order? There's been no special resolution on the change of date for interview.
Well, I have a written agreement from Mike that he's happy to revisit the date. So if there's a move for, then you need to just write a special
It
resolution.
needs
on
to be
it.
done in advance of the decision.
Well, I've taken advice from Malcolm. They don't seem to think there's a problem with it, but we could do it as belt braces. So again, it's over to you, councillors, what you think.
So, well, Mike has done it in advance, I've done it in advance, Andrea, you've spoken to Sue in advance.
You were on holiday, Jack.
Jack was on
I've been
holiday,
on
so he
holiday.
couldn't do it in advance.
Oh, well,
No?
I think we
Yeah,
need,
that's
I
it.
think we need to press forward in the best way that we are able, with the best choices that we can, in order to actually achieve something as a council, because I start to worry sometimes about what we've done this year.
Are we finished?
So on these that you drafted, it says that the written notice for a special resolution has to bear the names of the majority, so it should be one document. You drafted these.
yeah, well, I took advice from Malcolm, and I'm not getting into an argument because
Don't
I am
need
the
that, I'm just
local
saying.
clerk, and basically, well, is the
7
meeting
minutes
closed?
past 8. I
Yeah.
just asked that
I've got better
question, I
things
thought
to
it
do.
was, yes.
Yeah, I'm just raising it as a point of order.
Right, Sue, thank you for your help.
Recorded.
Thank you.
Alex,
need
what, Alex,
this
why did you want the meeting to go ahead?
You've done it illegally.
No. What was the real reason why you didn't want the meeting to go ahead?
You guys are corrupt and don't do things properly.
We are corrupt.
Yeah. Like your recruitment process.
So, there's no